Make sure we're not getting any camera signal.
Are we live? Is it 7 o'clock? Is it 7 o'clock? Hey now. Good evening, everyone. It is 7 p.m. and welcome to another episode of Earthtones Live. Earthtones. That's what they're saying. That's what they're saying. They're saying, Earthtones. Aiden. They're saying, Dustin. Although Dustin left at 4 o'clock today or 4:30. I'm looking at my watch. My battery's dead. So I look at my watch out of habit. How's everybody doing? How was your week? We are excited to be back after we take 2 weeks off?
I think so.
3 weeks off? I think we took 2 episodes off, meaning it was 3 weeks ago tonight that you saw us last. Absence, what do they say? Absence makes the heart grow fonder.
That's true. They do say that.
They do. We don't know who they is because we refer to they a lot. Well, you know they say. I don't know who they is, but
Eric Gale says, "Sup, fellas."
Sup, Eric. How are you, man? So we are back, and I'm going to try to monitor anybody's comments and all that stuff tonight. A lot of it doesn't get sent through the restream, and a lot of it does, and all that. So we're going to check it on out. We hope everybody has had a great week. Hey, John Dawson, how are you, man? And we want to make sure that everybody is just as good as you can be, and we are as good as we can be. And, oh, God, dog, hold on. How do I do this thing? How do I do this? So we got some things. Thanks a lot. I needed that. I did need that, actually, because it makes me feel more smarter when I hear that music. Hey, Wayne, how are you, man? I don't have one of your guitars up here tonight, but we have some pretty guitars. We'll show you. Abraham has his 89 or 90? 1990 Steve Vai Floral Gem, which is not actually painted. And I have my current, I don't know, sometime in the late 20 teens, Charvel Warren DeMartini with the painted snakeskin to look like his actual snakeskin guitar. So, but we need to get you, Wayne, to paint us a guitar sometime soon. Terry Von Cannon, how are you, man? We missed you, buddy.
Eric Gale says, new pedal this week. You need a special cranker.
A special cranker? Who makes the special cranker? Is Abraham going to find out the special cranker? Oh, that's right. Did you, Eric? Did you put that? You put that out somewhere, right?
Oh, I think.
Is it Earthquaker?
I think I've seen these.
Oh man, John Dawson says, "I'll be in the belly of Earthtones this Sunday, which me affects." It affects the tax value of the building. Speaking of taxes, I was going to talk about all this great stuff that I've done, but really what I did while I haven't seen you is I did my taxes quite a bit. Went to the beach, and while everybody else was having fun on the beach, Daddy was doing his taxes, sitting at the laptop. So I did that, and I finished them up yesterday. While I should have probably been mixing somebody's stuff or something like that. But anyway, I had some taxes to finish up, and if you don't run your own business, boy, you've surely missed out when it comes to tax season, because it's quite a blast. Everybody says, oh man, it's great, you get to make your own schedule. I'm like, yeah, and you get to do your own accounting too, which is not a lot of fun if you're me. Yo, Wezzo, how are you, man? It's good to see you, buddy. So yes, John Dawson will be in here on Sunday, and we will be finalizing mixes for the new Third of Never record. I have told you guys about that one. It's the one that's got some heavy hitters on it. John is a heavy hitter himself, and he brings in a bunch of other heavy hitters. He has got Doug from the Connells singing some vocals on the majority of the record. And he's also got, excuse me, I'm not bored, I promise you, I'm just tired. So he's got Steve Kilby from the Church, Under the Milky Way Tonight, singing. It's exactly how he sings it. And he kind of sings a little bit like that on this one. He's on a song called, I'm not even going to tell you what it's called, because I don't want to give away, I don't want to give away any secrets, any trade secrets. So let's get to it tonight, shall we? This week I got to work on, last week actually, I'm not going to go back the whole 2 weeks, because you guys would be just completely bored if I went back the whole 2 weeks of my calendar. It'd be like, did this and did this and did this. So I had a cool ADR session, automated dialogue replacement, last week for a show called Genius with local actor Lee Poole. And when I say local actor, Lee Poole, that's Lee's name? No, Lee Spencer. Lee Poole. Who the hell am I thinking about? Sorry. Lee Spencer. And when I say local actor, they basically live around here, but they pick up massive roles and all sorts of stuff. So we worked on the show called Genius, which will be on Disney Plus, and you might have seen the one. They had the same series, was on Nat Geo, was on the National Geographic Channel, and they did the one for Aretha. It was called Genius Aretha. I think that was like a big one. That was the last one that they did. They did an Einstein one, and this one coming up is MLK, and it's pretty cool. So we got to do a line or two for that one. Lee came in, did a line or two, and it was pretty good. So anyway, that was a cool session. I've just had a ton of cool sessions. Last weekend I had a gentleman named Adrian Foltz. He's a drummer who had written a song years ago, and we had Carrie Smithy come in and sing on it, and she knocked it out of the park and did really good. He'll be releasing that soon. And there was a full day I had in here with Carolina Pines. They did a bang-up job. They are finishing up their record. I think we got first mixes on that one this past weekend, so we get to do some more. God, man, I made a list of stuff today that I was going to talk about, and of course, it's just like when I go to the grocery store, I just leave the list in the car. So I must have left the list in the car. Did I make a list in there, Aiden? I think I made a list of that. Yeah. Let me see that, because it might spur some stuff that I actually was trying to make a plan. It always sucks when I make a plan, because it just never turns out the way that I want it to. Thanks, sir. Thanks, sir. Everybody give Aiden a hand. Yes. Hey, dude. And then some golf clap on top of it. That's right. That's right. That's right. Oh, okay. And there's some stuff that got released this past week that was really cool. And Abraham's going to find it for you and put it in the chat right now. There is a new Lee Spencer. Man, I was just talking about you. There you are. I was just talking about you, man. I mentioned that we worked on Genius this past week, unless we're both under NDA, and I don't know who you are. Does anybody know what the old NDA is? The non-disclosure agreement. Anyway, Lee and I worked on an episode of Genius that I was just telling you guys about doing that this past week. It was big fun. And Lee, I forgot to get you to sign your Exhibit G, but magically it got signed and turned in. So just thought I'd let you know that. And also, what was I going to say? Oh, I forgot to get a picture with you, man. So I always like to post about all my actor buddies that are in here because, like I always said, it's kind of crazy because I could work on the coolest music project, the coolest up-and-coming unknown music project, and because it's unknown, I could post about it and people are like, yeah, so what? And then they don't know what it is, right? But then I work on a TV show. Everybody knows the TV shows and the movies. So when I talk about that, people are like, oh my gosh, you're working on all sorts of stuff. And I'm like, well, I worked on a TV show that you know. So that's, it gets a little more, press, a little more notice than the music, unfortunately. But not unfortunately, but unfortunately for the music. So what I was going to say today is, first off, if you are missing this on when it comes out, make sure to go to our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/EarthtonesOfficial. I'm going to have Abraham drop that in the chat. And that way, and you got to go there and you got to subscribe. And when you subscribe, you got to hit the bell icon, which everybody always says in their videos. You notice that I'm obviously not out for subscribers because I've waited, looking at my watch again with a dead battery, I've waited 10 minutes before I mentioned notifying and before I mentioned anything like that. But you got to do that. You got to subscribe and you got to hit the bell icon to get notifications. And when you do, these live videos can get buried on my channel, and they can get buried in your feed. You can see them later, but if you want to jump in and say, hey, what's up, or all that, and just be notified of it, hit the bell icon, and every time there's a live video, it'll pop up. Sometimes Facebook is good about it, and it'll push it out there, and sometimes Facebook gets really weird with it. Like I've got it on 3 Facebook pages right now. My comments only go to one page. Most people watch on the group page, which not everybody's a member of, but then I have my personal page, which they do. So anyway, let's talk about some studio stuff. I'm currently missing an AES meeting right now because it's just like when you throw a dart at a dartboard. You're like, there's no way I'm going to hit the bullseye, and then you hit it, right? So AES meetings happen Wednesday night at 7 o'clock. And so I said, hey, let's do a live stream. What night might be a good night to do it? I don't know. Let's do Wednesdays at 7 o'clock. So I miss all the AES meetings. AES is an Audio Engineering Society, which I'm a member of. I think Abraham's a member of it.
Yeah. Not yet, but
Not yet.
I will be.
But he will be. I think, Aiden, are you a member of Audio Engineering Society? You a member of AES? Like that? Maybe? You might be? Yeah? So AES, if you are an audio engineer, live or studio or anything, you can join AES Carolinas. We just have a brand new chapter, and it encompasses North and South Carolina. We didn't have one before. The closest one used to be Atlanta. And, when you live 5 hours from Atlanta and you don't really work in Atlanta much and you don't know a lot of people, then, you just kind of have to do with what you got. So we didn't necessarily, hey, Mel Melton, how are you doing, man? Mel Melton from Mel Melton and the Wicked Mojos, ladies and gentlemen. So anyway, AES Carolinas, if you get a chance, look it up online. I think there is a Facebook page for it, but the Audio Engineering Society, and there is a Carolinas chapter. You can join, and you get that we go to the AES convention every year. I haven't been yet, but we have meetings. We talk about stuff. It's really cool. We do events every quarter. I think we do an event at a studio. Everybody gets together, have some beverages, have some refreshments, and then have some seminars. and we get all sorts of people to talk from all different kinds of things. So I'm missing out on my AES meeting right now, but hey, you know what? They're missing out on Earthtones Live. So there you go, my AES people. Anyway, so let's talk about what's been going on. There's a Mod Cons record, and that is the name of a band. They're called the Mod Cons. Or it's just called Mod Cons. I don't even think they're called the Mod Cons. It is George Slupik, Charlie Hunter, and Peter Kankura on saxophone. I'm going to get Abraham to look up the video right now from the first song. And the first single is called Biscuitville. Just like Biscuitville. So apparently something happened at Biscuitville, and they decided to write a song about it. So I'm going to get Abraham to share that in the chat, and you guys can check it out. It's really, really killer. Do we have it? Oh, yeah, we do. That's right. So we're going to put that. We're going to put that in the. Abraham's going to share that in the chat now, so you have the link to go check out the new Mod Cons record. That's the first single. We tracked it all here at Earthtones. I mixed it, and I think I might have even mastered that one, possibly, maybe. I think I did, and that's going to be out on vinyl, but it's out on streaming now, and it was released this past week. We did it a few months ago. I say a few months ago. Did we do it in Jan? It's one of those records where I think we did it in January, maybe, which would have been 4 months ago. Anyway, so did that one. That was cool. So that's a good one. I don't know if there's any of those other records right now. Yeah, engineer, mixing engineer, mastering engineer, me. There you go.
There you go.
All right. So I did that. So that's what I did on it. I couldn't quite remember it, but I did not play on it. I would not pick up an instrument around those guys. I'd be like ding 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 ding. Okay, so today I saw something interesting that somebody posted something. Any questions over there? No. Somebody posted something, and it made me get thinking. And I thought I might bring it up to y'all tonight. I saw somebody posting. He was a buddy of mine. I'm not going to say who it was. But if he's in the chat, he'll let you know. So I saw something a buddy of mine posted that was getting on... It was getting on the fact that he'd been playing original music for 25 years. And he does. He plays original music. Doesn't play any cover songs. And his band is going out. It's really hard to book original music, especially when it's local original music, when you're not a national original music guy. So, he's kind of getting on his soapbox a little bit about, not understanding about how the original music scene and the local music scene. I mean, not the local music scene, but the cover music scene. So the cover music thing going on is like, I think his whole thing was that was what was getting booked. And to be booked, you had to play cover songs. So if you guys out there have an original band, or you have a band, which a lot of you do that watch this show, what's your thoughts? And that's a really general question. But my thing is, I understand what he's saying, and I understand that if you are strictly a cover band, you do not write material, you just go play venues to play covers, and that's what you do. You don't have anything original to offer. You're playing someone else's stuff. You may be killing it, He mentioned tribute bands in it. That's my thing. What are you guys' thoughts? As a recording engineer, I record a lot of original material. People are in here making original records, but I also do some covers every now and then. And the covers that I record, not 100%, but the cover bands that I record are recording covers for what reason? Can you guys tell me for what reason they're recording them? I'll go ahead and tell you, so I don't have to wait on a response in the chat. I don't lose any of you guys. But the reason that they are recording them is for demos to get gigs. So they're not recording the cover songs to release them. They record them, and then they use them to get gigs, which is perfectly fine with me. I got a job to do, and if you're killing it or you're doing a cover, then that's fine. An original band that comes in and does the same exact thing now, and people and the thing is people people have this weird thing, especially when it's a local mentality about original music, because they're not a national artist. Now, I mean, if you're a national artist and you're playing original songs out, that's one thing, because you've crossed over the county line. You've gotten your name out there somehow, besides just playing in all the local bars. So there's only so far that original material, to me, is going to go within a local confines. You're going to have to be really, really super good. And if you're really, really super good enough to have original material local to do that, then you're going to go beyond where you're at. And also, too, if you do that, then your town's going to get kind of worn out on you pretty quick. It used to happen all the time. And I was in bands, I write my own material, and we would go out, and I was like a stickler about our own stuff. And we would maybe do 2 covers. We'd maybe close with a cover or something like that people want to know. So opinions abound. Let me know what you guys think about that as far as getting yourself booked as an original band. Do you tell the bars that you're original? Do they ask you if you play covers? Do they want a demo? Do they want any information? Nowadays, do they want followers? Do they ask you how many followers you have? Do they ask you how many Instagram followers you have? Abraham has a band. Abraham has 2 iterations of his band. They have an iteration with the singer, covers. Strictly? So far. Not strictly, but so far, right? And then the iteration without the singer is like jazz standards. But standards are also covers. So I just have to me, I have a couple of different mentalities about that. To me, I don't care what you're playing. If you're a badass musician and you know enough to get your band together to get people off their asses and out of their seats, whether it's dancing or paying attention to what you're doing, or even if you're just hired as background music. So there's a million different scenarios you could be hired in as a band. Right? You could be hired for Furniture Market. I used to always want to get into Furniture Market and play, and they never would listen to anything because we were an original band, and people from all over the world want to come to America to the Furniture Market, and they want to hear music that they are familiar with. So, John Dawson says, nowadays clubs want you to do everything but build the venue. That's true. That's very true, right? So remember when the clubs would try to build a following with you and for you, like record labels used to try to build. And I'm not like lamenting about the old days or anything, but it's a good question. I saw that and I almost took my time to type something, and I thought, man, I don't have time, But I did see and notice that comment, complaining about original bands and not being able to get booked because you're an original band, and that if you played covers, you would. And that is a thing. I mean, to me, is it the difference in between the material that you're playing? Is your original material as good as the covers that you want, or do people just want to hear something familiar? Do clubs want to put a band in there that's familiar to people so people don't have to, like, everyone's attention span musically has always been very short. Everyone's attention span now is extremely short because of what I'm sitting looking at, here. So anyway, that's just something that I thought I would bring up to you guys, is that does that seem to be a thing? To me, I think about different types of bands. If it's original rock and roll, that's one thing. Like rock and roll and metal or whatever. It's original, it's one thing. And I think there are venues for that. They're not, those are venues to where you're expected to put people in the venue. Like the venue is there for you to play a show or a concert. It's not there because people hang out there anyway, like a brewery. People are going to be at a brewery. People go to a brewery for one thing, beer. They don't go to brewery to hear music. Music is like an afterthought. But if you put the two together, or say they do go, it's not strictly an afterthought. If they do go to the brewery to do that, then they go like, hey, there's beer here too, right? Maybe they don't drink. So there's a million different variables in that kind of question that I'm asking. But I think John is right. They want you to do everything except build the venue. meaning that you got to do everything. You got to bring your PA, you got to do all that. And to me, does that seem kind of odd that people would build a music venue and want you to people would build a music venue and then have the band come in and go like, "Good luck," you know. It's just it's very strange to me that, you know, once you're a band and you come in the door, it's like, are you an employee? Are you, you know? So that was always weird to me. But anyway, I just thought I would throw that out there to y'all as a question about local music and about covers, you know, in general. But my take on it is if that you're a really good band, whether you're playing instrumentals or whether you're not. You just got to play stuff that people want to hear. If it's the type of music that you play, and you know, if there's metalheads, you know, or punks at a show, and you start playing country music, that's not going to go over too well either. I mean, it's a give and a take. You know, you have to know your audience and you have to know your venue, and that's just my opinion on that. Anyway, so Abraham played a gig. Speaking of that, Abraham played himself a gig this past weekend at. Where? Odin Brewery in Greensboro, North Carolina. And Abraham's band, if you guys ever want to go see them, they're called The Pershing. And I want you to explain where that name came from.
Oh, it came from the Ahmad Jamal trio record, Live from The Pershing, which was a club in Chicago, if I'm not mistaken.
Maybe.
To my knowledge. That's what it is.
So anyway, watch out. I think can you share your Instagram handle in what's it called?
Yeah.
Kevin Knight is watching. Kevin Knight, hey man, I appreciate you sending me the pictures of those things, the mic preamps. I will have to figure out how to get those over here. That's so funny, man, that you ended up with microphone preamps. So my cousin Kevin, he sends me a picture and he says, I don't know what these things are. So, and I said, hey, I could use those. Those are kind of cool. So, also, remind me, Kevin, I'll tell you something I'll send you a message. Yo, I see you, man. All right, so tonight we are going to play some pedals. I'm trying to look at any other notes that I made. See, when I make notes, man, it gets boring. It's no fun. But I'm already, what are we, 30? We're already 30 minutes in. So, Kevin said he is a...
You big dummy.
So, wait a minute. There's one up here for Kevin.
Here's the door, dummy.
No, not that one.
Give me his guitar, dummy.
Sorry, that made me laugh.
Give him his guitar, dummy.
All right, give him his guitar, dummy. That's what everybody tells me. Give him his guitar, dummy. So, let's talk about some guitar pedals, shall we? Did anybody watch? Did anybody see the Elon Musk of driving the pedal world? What we got? What we got here? Facebook user says. Oh, that's TV. Terry says, in the old days, sad but true, in the old days, good clubs had followers and regular crowds, and they could bring in good bands. The reason the club had followers was because crowds trusted the club to always book great bands. That's why we could book gigs in Georgia and Florida and know there would be a crowd waiting on us. Somewhere along the line, clubs started booking the cheapest bands and expected them to bring people. Cheap asses. Well, and then you get bands. The reason bands are cheap is because they want to get their name out there and their foot in the door. It's just like any other kind of business. It's like when I started out as a recording studio, I was the cheapest kid in town because I just wanted people to come record with me, so I could show them what I could do. It was like auditioning for the cheapest amount, you know, that I could get. So I get that, and it does kind of suck, but you better watch out because if they're good and they're cheap, they're going to take all your money and all your gigs. All right, so if anybody saw this past week, I know I talk about the JHS guys a lot with their pedals. They released this. And if you can see, I'm trying to tilt it where you can see. Hold on. Let's get a top down. Let's get a top down on the box. All right, are y'all ready? That is the Electro-Harmonix and JHS collaboration called the Lizard Queen. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So, the Lizard Queen was, it says, designed by Josh Scott and Daniel Danger, built by JHS Pedals in Kansas City, Missouri. There was a hypothetical show. They did a show about hypothetical pedals. If they could create a pedal, and it would have, you know, everything that they wanted in it. So they named the type of pedal. They called it the Lizard Queen. They picked out their graphics for it and everything. And about a year later, they put it out. So they did 1,000 of these. They sold out in 45 minutes. I got one. And we shall unbox the Lizard Queen. I'm still on the top-down camera. Shall we unbox the Lizard Queen? Watch this. Hold on. Let's take it out the box. So, thank you. I needed that music. Okay. Can we see? Pretty cool, yeah? So, I will tell you the coolest thing about this pedal is that all of the stuff that comes with it is made to look like 1975. So the tag on the inside says, "Hello, welcome to 1975. The transistors are finicky, the screen print ink is toxic, and there's cigarette smoke in the break room. This pedal is a nod to how things used to be, warts and all. You may see minor blemishes on the shiny silver case or hand-printed silk screen. Also, just like a vintage EHX, which is Electro-Harmonix, you may also notice very slight sonic differences between these units due to the vintage-inspired circuitry and parts tolerances of the era-appropriate parts." I thought it was ERA. I was like, earn run average. What are they talking about baseball for? So then the cool thing is they write you out this handwritten receipt for your pedal. And I don't know if you guys can see that when I put it up like that. You probably can't. But it says Meyer and Matthews, and Mike Matthews is the guy that started Electro-Harmonix. Meyer and Matthews Music Emporium. It's made out to me, sold to me. The date is 1975. Sold to me, Benji Johnson. The date is 1975. And it says quantity: 1 Lizard Queen, $39.95. 1 Speedboat, $18,500. I thought that was great. And then it's got the serial number 617 on it. And then here's our, oh, hey now. Didn't mean to hit that with the box.
You big dummy.
I'm a completely big dummy. And then it's got the instructions. Everything's falling out. Shall we listen to this thing? All right. I haven't even played it, but all the stuff that comes with it is killer. And so we're going to listen to the Lizard Queen. They had the greatest stinger for that thing available. And I think it was really cool that they did that, so your receipt and all your paperwork actually has your name on it. So if you try to resell it, it's not necessarily, it's kind of yours, right? So if you see ours is 617, serial number 617, all handwritten there. And it's really cool. It's the big box like the old Big Muffs. Lizard Queen, it is an octave distortion. So we're going to put that up there and just let you check that out. Let me back off. I'm a little close in the camera right there. Let me tilt it so you can see a little bit. Oh, you can't really, though. Okay, shall I play this one first? Are we already on to pedals? Here we go. On to pedals. I had my other ones plugged in, but you know what? I'm going to play this one first. I'm going to play the Lizard Queen. And I'm playing. I got so much stuff up here. Golly, I'm running slow, man. I don't need to take, oh, gosh. Guess what the coolest part is about the Lizard Queen? No power, just battery. So hopefully, when I plug this in, there's a battery in it. Oh, and no light. Oh, this is great. No LED. Uh-oh, sorry. Let's see. And if so, we'll have to get a battery, but I think it's going to have a battery in it. Should have one in it. got an on and off switch. All right, so let's see. Hold on. Oh, yes! All right, so it has what's called a balance switch on it, which is kind of like your tone knob, and the balance switch is labeled shadow and sun. I would take shadow would be the darkest. I love it. So it has a volume knob on it, so your gain is actually fixed. Very cool. Gain is actually fixed, and it just has a volume. You just turn it up and keep hitting it. Woo! So here's the octave switch. Are we ready?
Oh.
Can you hear the high octave on that? Wow, that's cool. Kevin Knight said, big bottom, Lizard Queen's got him. That's right. So that is the pedal completely dimed on all three knobs. Volume all the way up. Balance all the way on the sun. We could turn it down a little darker.
No, all the way.
All the way dark?
All the way.
Wow, that does a thing. That's cool. Man, so what I would suggest this pedal for, that's the back. No, that's not the back. I like it. So what I would suggest this pedal for would be maybe like kick it in during your solos, right?
Somebody says it when it's dimed, it sounds like an old Fender Blender
The Fender Blender.
pedal.
Yeah, very cool. That's nasty. Yeah, put that Fender Blender in the chat.
That is
Kevin
a
Knight is
cool
right. That's
pedal.
a cool looking pedal. Did you have a Fender Blender there, Cuz? Yes?
Wow.
No? Maybe?
It's a cool pedal.
Well, all right. So there is the Lizard Queen, ladies and gentlemen. That's a great pedal. All right, so I know when I need an octave fuzz next time. There it is, the octave fuzz. All right, so there is the Lizard Queen. And I don't know what is going on with my chat thingy on my phone, but I'll pull it right on up again. Hold on.
Eric Gale says, roll the volume back on the guitar and see how it sounds.
All right, let's do it.
That's a good suggestion. Oh.
It's kind of gnarly down there low, right? Kind of gnarly. Ooh, it's a hair trigger though. Man, you pull the volume very like, but then you just back off on it a bit, and it's like spitty. Whoop. Yeah, not bad. Now if you pull that octave back and then do it. Yeah, so the octave is what's getting spitty. If you pull the volume back a little bit. But it is hair trigger, man. My lordy. All right, y'all. So there is the Lizard Queen. But you could totally rock out. It's just rock and roll, man. It's like old rock and roll in a big old silver pedal. Hello, Amber Radford. I'm glad you're watching. Miss seeing y'all in here. What's your first pedal, Abraham?
Well, that's my clean tone.
That's just your clean tone?
Uh-huh.
Jeez, I'm gonna turn my headphones down. That's loud. Trying not to spill coffee on my Lizard Queen.
There you go.
If you ever get a Lizard Queen yourself, don't ever spill coffee on her. All right. Okay, all right.
So, the first pedal we've got, if you'll hit us with the top down.
Oh, sorry about that. Oh, man, my battery's running low.
The first pedal we've got, for me at least, is another recent acquisition. We've got a lot of recent acquisitions. But
we do have a lot of recent acquisitions. That's what happens when you take 2 weeks off. Or 3 weeks, or however many weeks it was. I don't know how many weeks it was.
So, we've got a pedal that is a signature pedal of a good friend of ours, Mr. Gary Hoey. Oh, yeah.
I think Gary deserves more than golf claps. Who of you out there know our buddy Gary Hoey? Gary! That's what they're saying. Man.
So, this is the Intimidator, Gary Hoey's signature distortion, made by Rocktron. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man, that's right. Rocktron.
And
Y'all
so
know Rocktron, don't you?
we tested this out a little early, and it's a real interesting pedal. It's got a very dark sound straight off the bat, but
Interesting in a good way, though, right?
it ain't bad at all. I like it personally.
I like it a lot. I think it's good. Is that everything at noon? Woo!
Yeah, that's everything at noon, just straight off the bat. And that's on the bridge pickup.
Wow. It is dark.
I don't mind it.
I don't mind it.
I got no issues with it. No qualms.
No qualms.
No qualms.
No qualms.
There we go. Gotta be in tune
That helps.
sometimes.
Every now and then.
So,
I like it.
say in theory we turn the gain all the way up. All the knobs, you've got your bass and your treble, you've got your level, you've got your gain, and you've got your punish knob.
There's a punish knob on it?
Yes, indeed.
No.
So this is gain all the way up.
You
Everything's
gotta love a
still
pedal
at
that's got a
noon.
punish knob on it. Golly. And that's the gain all the way up?
Yep.
It's a great sounding pedal. I love it.
So let's turn that back down. And let's turn the punish knob all the way up.
Ooh. Wow. Wow. So I wonder what the punish knob. Let me see the box. Let's see what the punish knob does.
Let's see the punish knob all the way down.
You keep playing this. Oh! Weird thing is, that's less dark with the punish knob all the way around. Man, oh man. Good gosh. Okay. So I have to show you too. I have to show you all the swag. All the swag that came with the Gary Hoey pedal, the box, the velvet, the black velvet bag, all the original stuff, man, that came with it. And this pedal had to be released in the 90s. I texted Gary after we got this pedal. My buddy Michael Slaughter, if you guys know Michael Slaughter, Heyday Guitars in Winston-Salem. Michael Slaughter knows that I'm a pedal junkie, and so he sends me a direct message with this pedal in it, and with a picture of this pedal, and says, "Hey man, this is waiting on you." And I'm like, okay. So he gave me a great price on it. So if you guys ever need anything like that, go see Michael Slaughter. I'll be mentioning Michael here in a little bit when we get to these other pedals that I have stacked up here. Anyway, so let's see what the punish knob does, Abraham. Punish control determines distortion, waveform, symmetry, and definition. So it's kind of like the warp knob on the Tech 21 XXL, like a harmonic. So
But you know the interesting thing?
tell me.
Go everything back at noon and you roll the bass back on it all the way. And it's still pretty dark.
Yeah. What does it sound like if you come up on some of the treble? If you noon everything and come up on the treble, what does that sound like?
There it
you go.
is.
There you go. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Wow.
There
Stick
it
with me,
is.
kid. I'll make you a superstar. Hey, Aiden. Huge favor. Can you bring me that blue USB cable that I have plugged into that power conditioner in the rack that I charge the iPad with, and a little power cube? Sorry, guys. My iPad's about to run out of battery, and that's what I run the whole show off of. But
There we go. We found it. Finally.
yeah, that's it now. Woo! Yeah, Gary was like, thanks, man. Yeah, I never saw these pedals when they were new. I never saw them released. Maybe I saw an ad for them way back in the day. But I never really saw an ad, or never saw an ad. I didn't really know. It wasn't on the top of my brain. But I know Gary was a big Rocktron guy. Like, he used to do Rocktron clinics. And if you guys don't know, I did a podcast episode with Gary. It should be all on your, it's called Conversations in Groove podcast that I did right from here. And I have an episode with Gary, and we talk about all sorts of stuff. He's a good friend of mine. I met him when he did the Piedmont Blues thing some years ago, pre-pandemic, and I went and picked up him and his band from the airport. And man, we just had a blast all day. And
I remember that.
he's my bro now. We all went to
We
Waffle
met you
House.
at the Waffle House.
Gary Hoey at the Waffle House. So anyway, I texted him about this pedal, and I was like, "Tell me what is going on with this pedal." And he said, he's like, "Bro, they don't make them anymore." And I got about 3 myself. I got 3 left myself, and so it was cool that Michael Slaughter. But the craziest thing about the whole thing is it's camo, which is kind of odd. That's not a Gary thing that I know of. He and Dick Dale. He told me that Dick Dale was like his second dad, man. Like he and Dick Dale were real tight. Gary did the soundtrack to a movie called Endless Summer 2. They did a second version of that original Endless Summer movie. And Gary did the soundtrack for it, and I love that soundtrack. I used to listen to it all the time before I ever knew who he was. I was a fan. And I had that record, and it's got this song on it called The Deep, and it's really, really cool. And so anyway, so I texted Gary probably a couple of days ago after I'd gotten the pedal from Michael, and I had just forgotten that I forgot to reach out to him. And he's just like, "Bro, these are cool." And I'm looking at it, and he said, "But they're really heavy." And I'm like, "They're not really heavy, but they're just a really good distortion pedal. They seem like, yeah, It's like a really good rock distortion. But the crazy thing is, number one, the camo graphics. I was like, okay. I didn't ask him about that. But the fact that it's called the Intimidator, I was like, what is this? Like the Dale Earnhardt pedal? It's the Dale Earnhardt guitar pedal. I ought to have a big number 3 on it in camo. But anyway, hey, that's Gary's deal, man. I think that's really cool. Okay, the Intimidator. Killer. Done. All right. Yes. All right. That's great. Oh, I'm gonna break the power supply. So, speaking of other new pedals this week, the fine people at Harby Pedals, Harby Pedals. Let's find their website and stick them in the chat, Abraham. The fine people at Harby Pedals. I commented on something on Instagram about their pedals, and they were really cool, and they sent me all 3 pedals that they make, and I was like, whoa, okay. But here's the thing: these are really, really cool. These are really, really cool pedals. They're built like tanks. This first one I'm going to demo tonight. I'm going to demo them over the next few episodes. I don't want to do all 3 of them tonight. I want to kind of try to shoot them out. So this first one is called the BMF Distortion. And the BMF, all 3 of these pedals are let's just say they are tributes to some pedals that you may know. So this BMF is the Big Muff tribute. So they're incredibly well made. The boxes are killer. So let's get the top down on this rascal as we take it out. It's got a great 1-card instruction. I mean, it's a Big Muff. It doesn't, not like you need a rocket science manual. It's got the little feet in here. It's got some yellow shredded up paper in there to pack it with. But I can't thank these guys enough. So what we're going to do tonight, I don't have an original Big Muff or even a recent Big Muff, but what I do have is I have the JHS Muffuletta. And if you guys know the JHS Muffuletta, killer pedal, this one with the yellow knobs here, the JHS Muffuletta is 6 Big Muffs, depending on which one you switch it to. And I'm not sure which Big Muff this Harby is trying to emulate, but I'm sure it's probably an exact one, and they can tell me, and I can ask them later. But what we'll do is I'm just going to run this pedal into this pedal, so we can just A/B them, and I should probably have a switchback. And yeah, I should probably have a switchback on here to switch them, but I don't really have one. So here we go. We're gonna listen to I want to listen to the Harby first. I don't like to go like, hey kid, good luck. I'm gonna put you up against this pedal. But I'll tell you, speaking of Michael Slaughter at Heyday Guitars in Winston-Salem, Michael Slaughter is a Harby pedal dealer. It's the first place I saw them, and I started following these guys on Instagram. And again, these pedals will be living here at the studio, and if you are in here on a session and you want to use one, you just feel free, and you do it. All right. So let's see what we got. Oh. All right. So I'm gonna cut it off, and we're gonna go everything noon like I normally do on a pedal. That is my clean on the Softek and my back pickup. All right, everything at noon. Let's see what the Harby BMF does. Woo! That's great. Man. Hey, Vaughn Penn, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well, ma'am. Oh, the tone knob is super responsive. Yeah. Weird thing is the tone knob up a little bit. It's got some sort of like, it's got a cab resonance almost to it. And then we're gonna go on up with the distortion. That's nasty. I like it. That's great, man. All right, let's go volume up, push some amp. Wow. Oh, listen to that with the tone back on it. Found my favorite setting on the Harby. That's volume and distortion all the way up, and that's the tone knob. About 10 o'clock. Oop. That's amazing. Wow. I love it. And now tone up a little bit. See how long it'll go. Watch. See how long it'll go. Woo! I think the answer is forever. Wow. Okay. All right, Harby. Good job. I almost made it through the whole Jeopardy song. So what I think now is the model number, the Harby BMF. I think the F stands for forever. Big Muff forever. That's exactly how long it'll sustain. It's forever. So we're gonna A/B it. I'm gonna pop on the old Muffuletta with everything at noon, and it better bring it. Let's see. Now let's go all the way up like I did. So that's the same settings. Let's switch over. Woo! I have to give it to the Harby. Whoa! Turn them both on at the same time. That was like chaos. I about inverted the earth there for a second. All right, let's try the JHS, the Ram's head.
I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. The BMF is specifically the green Sovtek Big Muff.
Oh, which is the Russian one, right?
Yep.
Yep. So that was the Russian one I just tried it against.
So that should be the most direct
comparison. So if you look, guys, if you'll look down here, we got the Muffuletta here, and I've got my knobs, both of them all the way up, and I got the tone dialed back to about 9 o'clock. So we got this. Now we go over to the Harby. Woo! Man, Josh Scott better up his game, son, because this Harby BMF is eating his lunch right now on that setting. All right. So, if you learn nothing tonight, learn one thing. The Harby BMF is an incredible pedal. It's amazing. So check them out, guys. Harby pedals, Harby pedals. This model I just played is the Harby BMF. These folks were kind enough to send me these, and I will tell you straight up, they are a great deal. Michael Slaughter, Heyday Guitars, Winston-Salem, is a local dealer for them. The other one that we have here that we'll be looking at in the upcoming weeks is called the Noble Tone. And the Noble Tone is, and I can tell you because I have a real one, because my son and my wife are sweethearts, but my son really picked it out. A Prince of Tone by Analog Man. This is a Prince of Tone. This is a Harby Noble Tone. So it's got the three-way toggle on it, everything. We'll shoot this one out against the real Prince of Tone next week or maybe the following week. This is awesome. Beautiful pedals. I mean, the design, and man, they're like paperweights, man. They weigh like a little brick. I like it. Well made. And then this other one is, are you ready? It's called the Harby Centauri. Does anybody know what this might possibly be a replica of? I'll show you on the overhead. This is Harby's version of the Klon Centaur, and it's really, really cool. I have not listened to it, and I have not listened to the Prince of Tone, because if I'm ever fortunate enough to have stuff like this offered up to me, which again, a million thanks to the people at Harby Pedals for being very cool. And when you guys are in here at Earthtones next time, you know you're gonna have to play one or all three of them. And here's the thing, you can't have mine. So you're gonna have to go get your own. But the Harby BMF, there it is. We'll try the next two next week, and we have another new pedal from Abraham Johnson. He's gonna play you a pedal that I haven't even played, and I'm ready for it. You think that's the right amp to be putting it in front of? Jeff JD Dennis says, are there no barbers in Greensboro? I love it. Actually, there are, man. I've run them all out of business, unfortunately. How are you doing, my friend? And Trip, what's up, Trip? How are you guys doing, man? Thank y'all for tuning in. We're sitting here just playing some guitar pedals and talking about stuff, so hit us with anything in the chat. And you know, I may bring the Hawk back, JD. You know that I may do that, right? I may bring back the Hawk. If I do bring back the Hawk, here's the deal. I'm gonna have it cut live on this show, but I gotta get the rest of my body in shape before I get my hair cut in shape. So, Adrian Foltz, my man, I mentioned you at the beginning of the show and said what a great time we had working on your tune this past weekend. All right, so Abraham is getting ready to play you the.
This is the Broadcast AP Discrete Class A Preamplifier by Hudson Electronics. And it is the signature pedal of none other than Ariel Posen.
Does everybody know who Ariel Posen is?
If you don't, you do now, and you better.
You really better.
So, I don't even know what these knobs and switches do.
Trip said it's my Conan look. I'm good to go.
We're going to find out what it does.
Let's do it.
Let me turn that down low. It ain't on yet.
It ain't on yet.
It ain't on yet.
All
Let's
right.
find out. So here, one more time. Clean. On.
I like it. I like it.
There it is.
I like it. I love it. See the bottom. No manual. Maybe there it is. Oh, that's cool. Ooh, I love it. I love it. So this pedal, oh man, if I had my better glasses on, I could tell you everything about this pedal. But the print's kind of small. Okay, we got a level and we got a gain and a trim. And we got a low cut switch. So if you guys are familiar with mic preamps and studio gear and all that good stuff, you probably know the name Neve, which makes vintage consoles. If you look at the knobs on this broadcast AP, yeah, if you guys look at the knobs on this broadcast AP, they're like Neve console knobs. Straight up. Same color. And I think I heard these guys.
Hey, look at who we got in the chat.
Who be that?
Joe Harby.
Hey now, Harby! Hey Joe, how are you, man? Woo! Yes, sir. I'm telling you guys, there's Joe Harby right there. And I am not joking you when I tell you that these pedals are made like tanks, man. They are awesome. And I'm just going to shoot out the BMF, which I'm telling you, I will take the BMF over the JHS. I will tell you that straight up.
There you go.
So we just basically we just read the manual for the BMF. And thank you, man. So great. So these will be living here in my studio, and people will be using them on sessions. And just like it happens all the time, you guys use guitar pedals in here, and you snap a photo. Where can I buy that? And then the next time they come back in, they got one on their board. So that's what we cross our fingers and hope for. Hey, thank you, man. I'm glad that you like the format of the show. It's cool. We just kind of sit here and talk and act stupid and do things like this.
Hello, Lamont, you big ugly dummy.
So we just act silly and play guitar pedals and talk to people in the chat if they want to talk. But anyway, so the Harby stuff, guys. That's Joe Harby in the chat that makes Harby guitar pedals. So I'm very thankful. Very thankful for this. And again, Michael Slaughter at Heyday Guitars is our local dealer, and he will gladly sell you a Harby, and you can go right into his store and play one of your own and take it home with you, and even write your name on the box if you want to, but only after you pay Michael for it. Or you can go directly to the Harby website and buy them. But if you are here in town, it's really, and that's the thing too, is it's really hard. Like we bought this broadcast AP pedal at Midwood Guitars in Charlotte. Midwood Music or Midwood Guitars, and never been there. Incredible boutique pedals, all kinds of stuff. It's really hard, man, to find cool gear in a store that you can go in and try it out. And it's really like thought about, right? Like I know that Michael has all three of these Harby pedals in stock right now. I don't know what time he opens tomorrow, but he could tell you. Oh yeah, Joe says buy from them. Says buy from
Heyday.
Yeah, buy from Heyday. Definitely buy from Heyday. So it's really hard to find shops that you can go into. Number one, they have good gear. Number two, it hasn't been played by 50 million people at a Guitar Center. No offense to Guitar Center, but that it had that all the pedals in the shop aren't haven't been played enough to be considered like a demo model, right? And I know Mike's got these. He's probably got 4 deep boxes. So if he's got a demo out, you're going to get one brand new in the box. Again, this BMF pedal is killer, and I can't wait to try the Centauri and the wait a minute,
The Noble.
the Noble, yeah, the Noble Tone. I want to try those on the next 2, but I really want to concentrate on each one as we do it instead of just playing them all tonight. So that way we can kind of concentrate on it. Anyway, so back to the broadcast AP by
Hudson Electronics.
Hudson Electronics UK. It's great. So it's basically the sound of a Neve mic preamp hitting your amplifier. Let's see what else it'll do. My Lord. Incredible. All right, let's see what this rascal is. That's the gain on the bottom.
It's very velocity based.
Yeah, very dynamic, right? Woo. Oh. Oh, that was the high cut that you had on. I mean, the low cut. Woo! Now watch.
Let me flip my bridge
Do it again.
pickup. Here.
There's your aerial posing thing, where it gets on that nasty kind of fuzzy kind of thing. That's incredible. That's incredible. Woo! Hit that thing. Oh! Hey, that's all right. Oh. Woo. Yeah, now. That was loud. I like it. All right. And now if we go high pass, watch. That's nasty. So if we go like this. That's nasty, guys. So that's the broadcast AP. And that is by Hudson Electronics UK. Yeah, now. That sounds great. That's great.
I like that. These two strings are a little out of tune, but it gives it like, it's almost like a phaser.
Yeah.
It gives it like a chorus. Oh, that's great. That's awesome. All right. So,
So if we go... Yeah, I like that. That's cool. So hit a chord. Play me a chord. Keep going. Sounds amazing. Back to clean. Woo! That's great. Amazing. Amazing. All right. There you go. So that is the broadcast AP. So I guess AP stands for aerial posing. Discrete Class A something by Hudson Electronics. Sounds great. Oh God, you're gonna destroy everything. Okay. And my last pedal tonight is the Resotron by Pigtronics. Anybody know Pigtronics? I know y'all know Pigtronics pedals. I mean, who would make a pedal? Who would have a pedal company called Pigtronics? That is the coolest thing ever. Wow. Let's see. All right, come on. I know it's an envelope filter. That's nothing. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hold on, let's go. Let's see what's up.
Oh,
Come on now.
that's something.
This says oscillate. Oh, wait a minute. Yes!
It's like a ring mod.
Oh, wow. I don't know if I like that. So these controls are... Woo! It's feeding back. I like it. I don't even have a cabinet out here, and it's feeding back. Come on.
Huh.
Come on. Come on and feedback a little bit. Come on, feedback a little bit. All right. So let's turn that off. Whoa. Come on, pedal. I kind of like that.
Huh. Play a chord. Huh.
No idea what I'm doing or what this pedal is doing. Wow. I think there's something I'm missing on this pedal. Well, what I'm missing is a pair of glasses that can actually read the instructions. Not the instructions, but the knobs. Peak? No. I can't even read it.
It's got a jack on the left side that says trigger.
Oh, all right. A trigger and an expression. So I wonder if the expression, because I'm not really, and I'm really not joking, you guys. I can't see. And look, all of a sudden, I'm the old guy at the restaurant. Cut off, glide, sensitivity, peak. Low pass. Yeah, I'd like a low pass. That'd be good. An envelope up. Let's do that. Seems simple enough. Low pass with envelope up, right?
Oh, yeah.
Let's keep going up on that. So sensitivity.
That's not bad.
Not bad. I like it. But I'm not so nuts about it. The only reason I'm not so nuts is because I'm blind and I can't see anything. Okay, so I'm giving up on the Resotron for right now because I'm trying to get something out of it and I can't. Actually, that's pretty good right there.
I told you.
Yeah. Yeah, right? All right. Kind of got to hit it hard, too, which is weird. A lot of times envelope filters are not like that. But apparently this is not an envelope filter. It is the Resotron tracking filter by Pigtronics. Anybody want one? No, I'm just kidding. You should really check out all the stuff by Pigtronics because it's better than the Resotron. That's awful. I shouldn't say that. That's terrible. This is not officially the first pedal that I don't like, but it's close. So, all right. Abraham Johnson has one last pedal tonight. And it is...
Or should we save it to be first next time?
Maybe we can save it to be first next time.
Maybe
you
we
must
should
be
do
hungry.
that.
Are you
I'm a
hungry?
little hungry.
Are you hungry?
I won't lie.
Abraham gets hungry and he ditched the whole show.
Hey.
I'm just kidding. Well, so...
I say jam it out.
Should we jam it out? I gotta jam it out on something besides the Resotron. Give me the Harby. Give me the Harby for God's sakes. Yeah, man. Come on. Let's see. What do I got here?
Oh, listen to that.
Is that the clon trick on that? All right, y'all. Thank y'all again for hanging out and watching us act silly for dang near an hour and a half. We'll do it again next week, I think, depending on what's going on. But let's just plan on next week, shall we? Again, thanks to the fine people from Harby Pedals. And I shot it out against the JHS. It's killer. Thanks to Michael Slaughter at Heyday Guitars. And thanks to Michael for showing me this Rocktron Intimidator Gary Hoey pedal that we bought from him. And thanks to the fine people at Midtown Music in Charlotte for selling me this broadcast aerial Posen pedal from Hudson Electronics. Really, really killer stuff. As always, on the YouTube channel, please subscribe. Please hit the notifications, and you'll see when we go live again. We will sit here, and we will just do completely silly stuff every week. And don't forget.
Hello, Lamont, you big ugly dummy.
All right, and so we're out. We'll see you next week. Please tune in, earthtonesrecording.com. Check us out and all of our socials and all that good stuff. And we'll see you soon. Peace.